So yesterday we are discussing about Swarup Lakshan. Till date we discussed about primary and secondary characteristic of Uttam Bhakti. So basically we had seen the definition of Uttama Bhakti. So that is from basically introduction given by Rup Goswami. Introduction of Nectar of Devotion. So we have in that introduction, first he has the objective of the book, then he offered Hari Vandana, then he do Guru Vandana, then Vaishnava Vandana, then praise for the protection of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Then finally after some time he discussed about what is Uttama Bhakti. So in the Uttama Bhakti it says Anya Bilasita Sunyam Jnana Karma Dyanavritam Anukulyana Krishnanusilanam Bhakti Uttama. So please everyone, please memorize this verse. Material is said with all of you. Please memorize this verse. It's very, very important. Anya Abhilasita Sunyam Jnana Karma Dyanavritam Anukulyana Krishna Anusilanam Bhakti Uttama. So that's what we discussed. What is Anukulya? Krishna should be pleased, intentions. So there are two aspects in Anukulya. Krishna should be pleased. Intention should be to please Krishna. So when we and here Anukulyana Krishna. So when we talk about Krishna here, so there are three aspects: Krishna and his various expansion, Krishna's paraphernalia, and Krishna's pure devotee. Anushilana, cultivating the activity following the predecessor Acharya. So there are two kinds of activity which are positive and negative. Positive means which are recommended to do, negative means recommended not to do, or not recommended to do. So then we discussed Tatastha Lakshana. So it should be Anya Abhilas, it should be free from other desires for Bhukti Mukti Siddhi. Hita means motive, desire for survival and eating. So here it is more at a gross level, survival, eating. So basically, 5 levels of Ananda, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanmaya, and Anandamaya. So basically the motive for Annamaya and Pranamaya is like Pita. And Bhukti Mukti Siddhi, so that is like more subtle level. So we should be devoid of all this material desires. So basically pure devotional service should be pure without any selfish motive, and it should be intended to please Krishna. So it should not be incidentally please Krishna. So it should be intended to please Krishna, not incidentally please Krishna. It should not be like Ganga Arpanam. Phul pani mein gir gaya to bhai Ganga Arpanam. Nahi to hum dena nahi chahte the. It should not be like that. So basically, demons please Krishna incidentally. Then it should be guided by pure devotee, and the bhakti should not be done independent. It's very, very important. We should not be independent. Then in the pure devotional service, the activity we have to perform activity with body, mind, and words, BMW. We don't want to be lazy like the Mukti Kami. It's not idle meditation. It's not idle meditation, not idleness in spiritual life. Okay. So it's active devotional service through body, mind, and words. It's an active, I'm repeating, it's an active devotional service with body, mind, and words. So service means what? Seva. So bhakti means what? Devotional service. So bhakti contains two things, love and service. So when we talk about love, it automatically brings the service aspect. Without service aspect, there is no use of love. So when I say Desh Bhakti means I do something for country, some activity for the country. Anyway, so we had discussed many times, so I'm not going to speak it again. So you use everything in Krishna's seva, not like disconnection from Krishna. And Bhakti, pure devotional service is free from jnana and karma, whereas the devotional service, which is not pure, is contaminated from jnana, karma, and yoga. So basically we have taken this from introduction, this part. Then again, so he has given so basically this is definition of Uttama here onwards. Whatever we have discussed in previous session, so that begins from here. You can find each and everything. So it begins from here. This devotional service is sort of cultivation. It is not simply in action. Till here, till end. And we also discuss another definition of bhakti from Narad Panchayatra. If you can anyone remember Sarva Upadir Vinittam Tat Paratvana Nirmalam. What is that? Anukulyana Krishna, sorry. Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So what is the definition of bhakti? So this verse talks about what here in Narad Panchayatra it talks about the definition of bhakti. What is definition of bhakti? Sarvopadir vinittam tat paratvena nirmalam. So we should be free from all kind of designation. So what kind of designation? I'm not going to repeat it again. Okay. Sarvopadir vinittam tat paratvena nirmalam. Our heart should be free from all the contamination, from the other contamination, fruitive desire and all. Then Rishikena means through our senses we have to serve Rishikesha. Rishikesha is the name of Krishna, means the controller of the senses. So through our senses we have to serve the controller of the senses, master of the senses. So Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. Sevanam means uski seva karni. Bhakti Ruchari, that is called bhakti. We had discussed from here and we ended the introduction. So till the slide number 6, or what was the slide? 6 days we discussed preface and introduction. Today we are going to start with chapter number 1. Okay. The chapter number is 1. It talks about characteristic of pure devotional service. So in that, so Rupa Goswami has written this thing with the reference from Srimad Bhagavatam. He has not just contemplated and he has written. So when Rupa Goswami was sent to Vrindavan, he was sent for 4 purposes. Sorry, Goswamis were sent to Vrindavan for 4 purposes. I am repeating that. 1, to compose and compile bhakti literature from Veda. 2nd, to establish deity worship. 3rd, to find the lost pastime places of Lord Krishna, and 4th is to set the example of how to perform pure devotional service. So one of the motive was to compile a bhakti literature. So he has compiled this bhakti literature about Uttama Bhakti. So he is quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number 3rd canto, chapter number 29, verse number 12 and 13. So he says there, it's very nice verse. Madhguna sruti matrena mai sarva kuhasaye manogati avichinna yatha gangambaso ambudho lakshanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya hi udharatam ahetuki avyavahita ya bhakti purusottame. So very nice verse. The one manifestation of unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. When it will be exhibited when one's mind is once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's heart, just as the water of Ganges flow naturally down towards the ocean. Such a devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord. Who is residing in everyone's heart? Krishna is residing in everyone's heart. Just as the water of Ganges flow naturally down towards the ocean, such a devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows towards Supreme Lord. So it will never be checked. So basically, it is again, it's uninterrupted devotional service. Then he says in verse number 13 of the same chapter, and it's a free from even the mukti. They don't desire pure devotee. Sorry, one who performs pure devotional service doesn't desire any kind of mukti. Salokya sashti samipya sarupya ekatvam api uta dhyaman diyamanam na gruhanti vina mat sevanam jana. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. Salokya, Sashti, Samipya, Sarupya, Ekatva. Ekatva means Saijya. Even though they are offered by the Supreme Person of Godhead. So, it's very simple. When we can see, there are many such examples. Prahlad Maharaj, when Narsimhadev was placed, and Narsimhadev asked Prahlad Maharaj, asked whatever benediction you want. What he asked? He said, if I take a benediction from you, then I'm doing a business with you. There will be no love. Same with, but what he asked, the association of the devotee. Same with Dhruv Maharaj asked the association of the devotee. So, that's what, Kapil Dev says, my dear mother, those who are my pure devotee and who have no desire for material benefit or philosophical speculation have their mind so much engaged in my service that they are never interested in asking me for anything except to be engaged in that service. They do not even beg to live in my abode. So basically, that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, right? Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadesha kamaye mama janmani janmanisware bhavatat bhakti rahetu ki tvai. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't want na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam. He doesn't want any name tag. So he is not asking when here talking about liberation. He says, Mama janmani janmani smare. मुझे कितना भी जन्म लेना पड़े, but what I want जन्मनि जन्म से भवतात भक्ति रहेतु की. I want the devotional service at your lotus feet. Ahetu ki devotional service. That's what he want. And last verse he says, Aslesya va padratam pinastu mam adarsanan marmhatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidadatu lambato mat prananathasthu sayavana para aslesya va padratam pinastu mam. Even you crumble me under your lotus feet and make me broken-hearted, not being apparent to me. Adarsanan marmhatam karotu va. Yatha tatha va vidadatu lambato. So here he is taking the word lampat with some meaning. Just like a lampat means so many affairs. They are not under one particular master, or just like a prostitute who is not under any, is not married to any man. So she is always searching for some man, or a man who is not married with any wife and looking for so many women. So they are called lampat. So he says, Lord, you are like a lampat. Someone is performing devotional service, doesn't mind if you come to them or not. If you act like that also, I don't mind. What? So even if you act like a lampat, you will be my only mat prana nathastu seva. You will be only my life and soul, no one else. So that is even we get or not get. So that is the highest. Even they don't want liberation. There are 5 kinds of liberation. Anyway, we have discussed what are those things. So I am not going to discuss. Okay. So this is the thing. A devotee wants to speak of rejecting material sense gratification. Doesn't even want any of the 5 kinds of liberation. He is satisfied simply by discharging loving service to Lord. That is the characteristic of pure devotional service. Okay. So basically, these are the characteristics of pure devotional service, and further characteristic, further characteristic of devotional service are described by Rupa Goswami with evidence from different scripture. He states that there are 6 characteristics. So we'll see one by one. But today we'll only go through Klesha-ghni. Okay. So Krishna is proprietor of sense, and we should not use anything of the master without the permission. So he's talking about how to perform pure devotional service again. So Krishna is proprietor of sense, and we should not use anything of the master without permission of the master. And therefore, devotee takes the permission from the Lord before engaging any of his senses. So, so basically, Rishikesha Sevana means, what is the other meaning? That we engage our senses in the service of Rishikesha, the master of the senses. So if you want to really engage our senses in the service of master of the senses, then we have to ask him how you want us to engage our senses in your service. Basically, I need to ask Krishna that how should I engage my senses in your service, isn't it? That is other way you can take. So basically, we have to ask him. We have to take your permission. How can I engage? Basically, and that permission may come through the devotee or through the scripture or through the spiritual master. Today I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. I think it was 8th chapter, the conversation between Ramanand Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there it is said, even gopis don't like to directly mingle with Krishna. They are happy to assist Radharani so that she can perform the pastime with Krishna. So that is the mode. It's not that they want to directly go and do the Krishna. So basically we have to go through devotee. That's the point. So when we go through in a proper channel, then what Radharani does, I read again another point in the same chapter. So Radharani also wants that gopi directly interact with Krishna. So that is the mood, So when we do with the sincere desire, so when so then devotee literally help us to directly connect with Krishna. Basically. That's the point. So this is a statement by Giriraj Swami. So but Srila Prabhupada said that a pure devotee does not engage any of his senses without first taking permission from the Lord. And when Srila Prabhupada told one disciple, don't move this pen from this place to this place on the table to this place on the table without my permission. So this is bhakti. So basically whatever we do, we should do in the guidance. So that is bhakti. Okay, guidance under the guru. So this is the characteristic of, so that was also the characteristic of pure devotional service. So this is Srila Rupa Goswami describes 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. So that is Klesha-ghni. As soon as you perform devotional service, you will get relief from material distress. Subhada, so this is parallelly, this happens parallelly. So Subhada, attainment of auspiciousness. So yesterday, I gave example. When you are hungry and you eat, what will happen? Your stomach will automatically be filled up. Okay. It will automatically fill up your stomach, and you also feel you also be free from pain. So you will free from the hunger and you get nourished. That is another point. Then moksha laguta tatrata, pure devotional service derides even the happiness of liberation. So in pure devotional service, we don't even ask for liberation. We'll see the example. So it's a pure devotional service is sudurlabha, rarely achieved. So that's what Krishna says. Bahunam janmanamante. Bahunam janmanam. Sorry, what is that? Sorry, not that verse. Manushyanam sahasresu kasyit yati siddhanam kasyit yati siddhes. What is that? I forgot. Manushyanam sahasresu kasyit yati siddhani. So that 7.19, it is said that out of so many human beings, out of so many living entity, one living entity gets the human birth. out of such a crores of human being, one perform sakam sakam bhakti or karma kanda activity. Out of those so many human beings, one perform sakam bhakti. Okay, out of such a so many human beings, out of such a sakam bhakti, one perform niskam karma yoga. And same way, so, and out of that one perform bhakti, and after perform your bhakti, one who knows Krishna and truly is. So Manusyanam sahasrestu kaschid yatati siddhai yatatam api siddhanam kanchirma veti tattvata. So that is what is said in 7.19. Okay, so that verse is another. Vanam janmanam ante jnanman mam prapadyate vasudevam sarvamiti samatma sudatlava. So yeah, so bhakti is very, very durlabh, rarely achieved. Then Sadrananda Vishesatma automatically puts one in a transcendental pleasure. So as soon as someone start performing devotional service, so many times we have heard in Srila Prabhupada lecture that as soon as many of the Western people, they were looking so faded, like their face was fed, means there was no so much effulgence on their face. But as soon as they started performing devotional service, they become so happy. Hippies become happy. So they bring a transcendental level, and it is Sri Krishna Akarshani. So it's a Sandhi, Sri Krishna Akarshani, Sini. It is the only means to attract Krishna. By bhakti only you can attract the Krishna. Okay. So this is what chapter 1, Nectar of Devotion, we are going to discuss. So Krishna is all attractive, but pure devotional service attract even him. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So pure devotional service even transcendentally stronger than Krishna. It's a transcendentally stronger, because it is Krishna's internal potency. This is the power of pure devotional service. Even it attracts Krishna. Devotee don't desire even 5 type of mukti. We already saw Sayujya, to merge in Lord's body, Salokya, to live in Lord's planet, Sarokya, to have a form like Lord, Srashti, to possess opulence like Lord, and to serve Lord by being nearer, Samipya. So even we don't devotee don't desire this kind of mukti. Okay, so this is the verse. Klesha-ghni Subhada Moksha Lagutaka Sudurlabha Sandrananda Vishesatma Sri Krishna Karsani Chasa. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 117. So Klesha-ghni Subhada Moksha Lagutaka Takat, then Sudurlabha Sandrananda Vishesatma and Sri Krishna Akarsani. So Klesha-ghni means it's relief from Klesha-ghni, pure devotional service, immediate relief from all kind of material distress. Subhada, pure devotional service is the beginning of all auspiciousness. Moksha Lagutakata, those in the pure devotional service derive even conception of the liberation. Sudurlabha, pure devotional service is rarely achieved. Sandrananda Vishesatma, pure devotional service automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. Sri Krishna Akarshani, pure devotional service is the only means to attract Krishna. So this is the thing. So Klesha means material suffering, and Agni matlab destroy, or you can say Agni. Agni means destroy. So pure devotional service bring immediate relief from all kind of material distress. Can anyone remember this kind of verses where it is mentioned? Brahma Samhita, it is said, Yastva Indra Gopamatamindra Sakarma Bandhanurupa Bhajanur Atanote Karmani Nirdahati Kintucha Bhakti Pajam Govindamadi Purusam Tamaham Bhajami Karmani Nirdahati Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusam Tamaham Bhajami. It will burn the reaction of all our sinful activity. Okay. So now its question come, how much time Krishna will stop my suffering? So when he's talking that it free oneself from suffering, then how much time he takes? That's a big question, right? Why we are suffering? Still, still we are suffering. Then why it is said that pure devotional service relieve one from all kind of suffering? That's a big question. So Krishna said in Bhakti, Bhagavad Gita 18.66, Sarvadharman Parityajya. So he says even in Bhagavad Gita, Mamekam Sarvam Raja, Aham Tam Sarvapapebhyo Mokshasyami Ma Sucha. So he says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. And he said, don't fear. I'll deliver you from all sinful reaction. But what you have to do, you have to surrender unto Krishna. That is the terms and condition for him from his side. Otherwise, you will be free from all sinful reaction. Catch the word very carefully. Sinful reaction. Sinful reaction. Sinful reaction. Remember this word. Everywhere. Karmani nirdhati kintuja bhagdam. One out the reaction of all sinful activity. So sinful reaction. I'm speaking fifth time. Sinful reaction. Sixth time. Okay. So this word is catchy word. Sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma sucha. So there are three kind of devotee. So those who are eternally on the transcendental platform, Nitya Siddha, those who have been elevated to the transcendental platform by execution of devotional service, Sadhan Siddha. Okay. And those who are neophyte advancing towards the perfectional platform. Okay. So there are three kind of siddhas. That is different. Nitya Siddha, Sadhan Siddha, and Kripa Siddha. They are different things. So then, but here they are talking about three kind of devotees: Nitya Siddha, Sadhan Siddha, and Sadhaka. So Sadhan Siddha, they have also achieved the perfection, but Sadhaka still practicing devotional service while being in the material world. They have not yet achieved the perfection. Okay, but then we read in NOD, page 91, what we read? A devotee should not expect immediate relief from the reaction of his past misdeeds. Okay. A devotee who is not perfectly freed from the resultant action should therefore continue to act in the Krishna consciousness seriously, even though there may be so many impediments. So that Brahmaji's prayer, what he says, Tattvanukampasu samikshamana punjana eva, he says that verse in 10th canto 14th chapter, verse number 8, that what he says, very nice thing, that while suffering all the reaction of all the sinful activities and simultaneously offering the respectful obeisance to Lord Krishna, considering that whatever suffering he is getting due to his past misdeed, what will happen? Still he performs devotional service. He doesn't give up. And he earnestly wait for the mercy of Krishna. So then what will happen? He will be rightful claimer to go back to God. That verse is there. So devotee should not expect immediate relief from reaction to his past misdeed. And what is the point of saying that pure devotional service immediately relieve you from the suffering? So as it is mentioned, devotee should not expect immediate relief from the reaction of his past misdeed. What does it mean? We are not performing bhakti to relieve from the simple reaction. We are performing bhakti for pleasure of Krishna. That is very important. Hope you got this statement. We are not performing bhakti for getting relief from the suffering, but we are performing bhakti for the pleasure of Krishna. So as soon as you expect, that means still it is not pure devotional service. Okay. So, but that Gajendra and Draupadi scenario is different thing. That was very temporary and image urgent, but there, okay, we'll come to that point. So their tendencies are not to do again. And again, it is a devotee who is not perfectly free from the resultant action should therefore continue to act in Krishna consciousness seriously, even though there may be so many impediments. So we have to continue, although there may be impediments. We should not stop devotional service. अरे क्या है ये सब बंद करते हैं, तो भक्ति करना ही करना है, माला 16 माला करना है, कितना भी फीवर हो करना है, ठीक है. So that is most important service, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So the catchy word here is that we should not expect, but we should not expect. It doesn't mean that pure devotional service will not put you press us. It doesn't mean that it will not free you from. So Srila Prabhupada has extended Krishna's statement in the Bhagavad Gita to the spiritual master, who is Krishna's representative, that if you surrender to spiritual master at the time of initiation, you become free from all sinful reaction. And what is this? There are so many devotees who have been initiated, and they should be free from sinful reaction. Then why they are suffering? So how much time they will take to become free from the reaction of sinful, free from miseries, isn't it? So which is it? Are we actually free from all sinful reaction immediately when we surrender, or do we gradually become free? What is the question? So, sorry, what is the reality? No, what it should be? Will we free from immediately, or will be free from gradually? That's the question. And as soon as we'll be initiated, we'll be free from sinful reaction. Again, the word sinful reaction, sinful reaction, sinful reaction. Sinful reaction. Okay, that is the word. So Srila Prabhupada has given some other hint. So Kiraj Maharaj is saying, which could help us resolve this question. He said that when the devotee surrender to Krishna, Krishna will take charge of the devotee's sinful reaction, again sinful reaction, again sinful reaction, and use the devotee's sinful reaction for the best benefit of the devotee. So can you give example? Like, where devotee has performed some sinful activity and Krishna utilize it for his best benefit. I have told this story many times, or some of you might have heard from somewhere. Okay, I'll only tell. So once upon a time, that Prabhupada disciple Shyam Sundar Prabhu and Malti Mataji. So they were indulged in drug dealing before they came to Krishna consciousness. Okay, and after coming to Krishna consciousness, they had left doing all these things. So they were nicely performing devotional service, and suddenly, the arrest warrant came from the police station that they need to go to jail. And one day Prabhupada asked, they were just sitting idle, they were not doing anything. Prabhupada asked, what happened? So, with hesitantly, Shyam Sundar Prabhu told Srila Prabhupada that, we need to go to jail. And Prabhupada said, no, yeah, even Krishna also won in jail. You go there, what's the problem? So he didn't understand what does he mean he need to go to jail. And, Shyam Sundar Prabhu clarified him that before I, came in touch with you, I was indulged in drugs dealing and all those things. So it is a crime and I have to go to jail. It's punishment for me. So then Srila Prabhupada said, go to jail, chant there, start. You open the temple there. Like, open temple means you perform devotional service in the jail. Nice, chant as many rounds as possible. What's the wrong? So then, then they were taken to jail, and I think, daily, they in the morning, 4 o'clock, they were waking up and doing aarti, then they were chanting. Then they were not eating onion, garlic, no meat eating, no gambling, no sex, anything. Okay, no tea. Then the jailer was thinking that, Arey, no, and what happened that I think no, they thought that oh, they are doing all this activity. तो हमारे जेल में जितने कैदी आते हैं, all the prisoners are getting so nice thing, meat, no, they are getting nice tea, they sleep so nicely, but their life itself is the punishment. These two persons' life is punishment, what their routine. So let them go back to their place and let them suffer there, and they have been relieved. So this is one example that how Krishna utilizes the sinful reaction of the devotee for the best benefit of for the devotee. There is another example which I gave about the books distribution in I think that one island. That the devotee was distributing book earlier. He was he was robber, doing the robbery, and one day he was hafta wasuli kar rahe the, and one day he was going on the street. This story was told by Atma Tattva Prabhu. So then he was doing the robbery, and one day he was on the street. So hafta wasuli karte the sare dukanon se. To one of our devotee was distributing the books, and unko bola hafta do. She was in Indonesia, I think. So then that devotee was not ready to say, bola, why should I give money? You take this thing. He said that if you don't give money, I'll take all the books. He took the books. He took all the books. And when he went home, and he saw there is one book called Sword of Knowledge. That is like read, I know, but that which is entitled with new title is Quest for Enlightenment, I think. So he read that book and his life got transformed. So then after some time he started chanting and he started distributing the books. So he was always before he became devotee. He was always carrying sword and revolver. So he was killing the people. So one day he started going to distribute the books, and he was now associating with the devotee, and he started going to distribute the books. So in the street he saw so many people. So earlier now they were purchasing the book from him, thinking that earlier let's give him money and purchase the book. Earlier this guy was killing so many people, but let's give some money and purchase the book. Now he become nice guy. So one day while doing this thing, he was taken to jail. Okay, so when he was taken to jail, one day by distributing book, he ended up in police station. So then he told policeman, can you take a book? Says, I don't want, I want something else. What do you want? That devotee asked. I want you. So he caught him and put in the behind the bar. So then that Atma Tattva Prabhu went and he was telling that, no, why have you put in the jail? So that policeman told him, you read his history, karmic history. So he was going through all the 5. It's a big 5 cupboards. It was filled with 5 cupboards. And he read all those things. He was taken to the jail. Karavas ki saja bolte hai na, black water punishment, I think. So that jail has no wall. It was island, and that island was surrounded by so many crocodiles. So even if you swim, you cannot cross that island. So he was put there with so many other prisoners. So twice in a week or once in a week, the policeman used to go and throw the bread. So then hungry prisoners were coming and jumping like a dog to eat the bread. But this person was very cool. He has taken a Gita with him. Daily was reading Bhagavad Gita and he was chanting. So these prisoners were wondering why this guy is so peaceful, not jumping like dog like us. They approached to him. Then he started telling him philosophy. And in due course of time, they also become peaceful. So after some time, 4 weeks, policemen again came. Then they threw a bread, but no one come. And they were wondering, hope all the prisoners are there. Otherwise, prisoners are there. Hope they have not left. So police were even not landing on that island. So much dangerous prisoners were there. So one day, the policeman came and he saw that one person is giving a class, other are listening. Then after class was over, they came peacefully. They picked up the piece of bread, then offered it to Krishna in front. No, Bhagavad Gita पे जो कृष्णा का पिक्चर था वहां पे ऑफर किया और सबने ब्रेड खाया. So the news reached that this guy has transformed the heart of all the prisoners. So from jail to jailer. So that was his position. So there are so many such stories. So this is like Krishna will take charge of the devotee's sinful reaction and use the devotee's sinful reaction for the best benefit of the devotee. So hope this statement is very clear and it's understood. So now, because in his mind, the devotee maintain the remnants of previous sinful mentality, the Lord removed the last vestige of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishment that may sometimes resemble sinful reaction. So what happened? Krishna has taken charge of sinful reaction, but he didn't say, I will change their mentality. Sinful desire is still there. Okay. So although we are free from the reaction of sinful activity or reaction of all sinful activities, but our desire is not gone. Desire is not gone. तो कभी कभी क्या करता है, एक बार आदमी मानता नहीं है, दोबारा करता है, तीसरी बार करता है, बार बार फेल होता है, तो क्या करता है, अभी छोड़ो यार, नहीं करना है, बहुत हो गया, इसमें कोई मजा नहीं है. So what happened? Because in his mind, a devotee may still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality. So mentality is still sinful. Mentality is not changed. His reaction is removed. Okay. It's just like, the person is cancer patient suffering from some cancer or some disease. So operation was done. He was operated and that part was removed. But still he is doing all the prohibited activities which causing the cancer. So his mentality has not gone. So it's no use of doing such a things, right? That's what we learned in Nectar of Instruction. Pacho vegam mansa krodha vegam jiva vegam udar upastha vegam. Etan vegani visheta dharasarvam pruthim optimum sasishat. In the purport, Prabhupada quotes the Sukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. That Parikshit Maharaj is asking a question to Sukdev Goswami. What is the use of austerity and penance? What kind of austerity and penance? Where you are performing austerity to get rid of from the reaction of sinful activity, and when you are free from the reaction of sinful activity, again you perform sinful activity. What is the use of such a kind of what is the use of such kind of austerity and penance? This is like an elephant bath. Elephant take very nice bath in the river. He takes very nice bath in the river, and as soon as he come out of the river, immediately he pour the dust on his body. So what is the use of this kind of elephant bath? No use of it. So mentality is still not changed. We have to change our mentality. That is your free will. So it is said, Krishna said in 6th chapter, I think verse number 39, 40 and 41, that those who have performed devotional service, they will be given a birth in the aristocratic family or rich family or Brahmanical family, so that he doesn't have to worry about earning money, and he immediately start performing devotional service. But still it is his choice whether he want to perform devotional service or not. Still it is his choice. He is given chance, but it is his free will whether he want to take a benefit of that chance. If you don't take that chance, then you have to suffer. Simple. So Advaita Acharya has 6 sons. Out of those, 3 were devotee and 3 were impersonalist. Although they have born in the family of Advaita Acharya, who is Mahavishnu himself. Can you imagine? Okay. So this is like, because in his mind a devotee may still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality, the Lord removed the last vestige of enjoying spirit. Yes, sinful mentality. So last time we we discussed about sinful reaction. Here we are talking about sinful mentality or enjoying spirit. So we are talking about this thing. So Lord removes the last vestige of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishment that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. Lord give him punishment. Okay, sometimes a mother want to save child from great danger, so she put him in small dangerous situation, so that child can understand I should not do again, otherwise he'll be in big trouble. तो कुछ समझता नहीं है तो बोलते हैं लातों की बुत बातों से नहीं मानते, कहावत है ना. So I'm not saying that, but so if they are not, Krishna knows that this person's mentality is not yet changed. So rather than nullifying his all sinful reaction, let me do one thing. Let me remove his reaction, giving him token, little bit token of punishment, so that he can change his mentality. अरे ये करना खतरा है, ये करना खतरा है. I remember there are so many people, they have seen such a thing, they have experienced such a thing, then they have given up. There is no benefit. Okay. So hope this is clear. Although devotee has surrendered to the Lord's, when I ask, hope this is clear. If not clear, please ask me by writing in the chat or interrupting, no problem. So although devotee has surrendered to the Lord's devotional service, although a devotee has surrendered to the Lord's devotional service, until he is completely perfect in Krishna consciousness, he may maintain a slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness in this world. So as soon as he performs devotional service, he free from the sinful reaction. But he may maintain slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness of this world. Sometimes we know it's going to create a problem for me, but still we end up doing that kind of activity and we suffer, isn't it? I remember personally I have allergy and I should not take buttermilk or curd, especially I should not sleep under fan. But कभी कभी मन करता है थोड़ा मैं भी छाछ पी लेता हूँ यार, दूसरे दिन सफर करते हैं. Although I know it happens. So who is the fool? Personally myself is the fool. Anyway, so hope this is clear. The Lord therefore creates a particular situation to eradicate this remaining enjoying spirit. So Lord wants to remove this material enjoying spirit. Okay. So this unhappiness suffered by a sincere devotee is not technically a karmic reaction. It is rather the Lord's special mercy for inducing his devotee to completely let go of the material world and return home back to Godhead. What reaction we are seeing? So the Lord is giving that token of reaction so that we can give up the desire of enjoying this material world. So this is from Tatvenukampa Susamikshamana, that verse. Okay. So why am I suffering? So basically out of ignorance. So what is the Kriya? So Krishna ho Surya sama Maya ho ankar, jahan Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. So as soon as we turns our face from Krishna, what will happen? We'll be in darkness. So when you are in darkness, what will happen? There is a tendency to commit mistake. Okay. So when there is no knowledge, what will happen? You may try to see the other people and try to do something, or as per the effect of atmosphere, you may end up doing something. So as soon as what happens? So as soon as you are in ignorance, not in knowledge in this material world, there is a material desire. Material desire means you want to enjoy. So first come desire in the mind. What is the thinking, feeling, and willing? First you think, means there is a desire. Then you feel, then you want to do that. So that is the functionality of mind: thinking, feeling, and willing. What is the functionality of intelligence? Accepting and rejecting. Whatever is not good, we reject them, and whatever is good, we accept them. So because of ignorance, there is a two way. Either we may commit mistake, or we may not commit mistake. There are two things. But in the material world, there is a high propensity that we seeing others. Since we are ignorance, we don't know what should be done, what should not be done. Right? Isn't it? That's what Krishna says in 4.16. Yesterday, in Bhagavad Gita class, we discussed that kim karma kima karmeti kavayo apyatra mohita tatate karma pravakshami yad gyatva mokshasya subha. Kim karma kima karmeti. What should be done, what should not be done. Kavayo apyatra mohita. Even the learned person also get bewildered. That's why Krishna is saying, that's why I am telling you what you should do and what you should not do. And by acting that way, you will be free from all the suffering, miseries. So as soon as we are ignorance, we don't know what to do. So what happened generally, we end up doing what others are doing. That's what happened, right? I remember when we also got associated with so many that kind of people, we also ended up doing those activities. Association, jaisa sang vaisa rang, that is saying, right? So material desire, so as soon as you see someone, you also get desire. Okay. So then as soon as you have desire, so you desire more, dhyayato vishaya pumsan sangas upajayati, you develop attachment. Sango sanjayate kaman, then you want to, enjoy that sinful activity. So one is, should I enjoy? And second is, I want to enjoy. Both are different. Should I enjoy? Should I enjoy that woman? Should I enjoy that man? Should I eat that rasmalai? And another is, I want to eat rasmalai. I want to enjoy that man. I want to enjoy that woman. Both are different things. Okay. So, okay. So material desire, then sinful activity. Your desire may come physical level, then you perform sinful activity. So as soon as you perform sinful activity which is not recommended by Krishna activity, so then what will happen? Suffering. Very simple. As soon as you act against the law of country, constitution of the country, you will be given punishment. So suffering. So those are chronic disease, low birth, legal complication, ugly feature. All these things will be there. So that's why we see so many disparities in the world. Some are rich, some are poor. Anyway, we had discussed this in basic course. Some are strong, some are weak, some are beautiful, some are beautiful, some are ugly, some are healthy, some are diseased. Of course, everyone is diseased. So three causes of suffering, basically: papam, sin, so disobedience to God and scripture, so performing the activities which are not sanctioned by God, or not being in harmony with the God, not being harmony with the nature. Bijam, so you have material desire, then avidya, ignorance. So I just recommend everyone to read the chapter number 1. We'll take 4-5 days to cover chapter number 1. So I recommend everyone to read chapter number 1 from Nectar of Devotion. Milan Prabhu, please share the link with everyone. So, and avidya, because of avidya, we end up having material desire, and then as soon as we have a desire, after some time it may end up in action, sinful action. Okay, so avidya leads to material desire seed, then material desire seed leads to sin, and then sin leads to suffering. So basically it is sinful action cause suffering. So sinful action, papam, because of our any activity, what will happen? So we'll get some reaction, and for some activities we have not yet got reaction. Just like you have done some activity, so you immediately get some reaction, and some reaction you will get after some time. I will give an example. Suppose you plant mustard oil plant, sorry, mustard plant. So you will get the fruits within a 3 month, 4 month. And if you are planting coconut tree, then it gives you fruit after 4-5 years. So for different activities, the result will come at different interval of time. Okay. So the reaction which you are already getting, so the suffering means fruits which you are enjoying, the reaction of your activity which you are enjoying right now, that is called prarabdha. And aprarabdha means yet to be enjoyed. It has not yet manifested. So it's pending. So unmanifested has two parts. So after some time, what will happen? Let's say it has not come today. Tomorrow it may come. So when tomorrow comes, you may have physical or emotional suffering. So that becomes prarabdha. Whatever is aprarabdha today, the day tomorrow, or maybe day after tomorrow, or maybe after 10 days, or maybe 1 year it will become prarabdha. Okay. So while enjoying or suffering the sinful reaction of the activity, you may do some other activity. Okay, you may do other activity. So what will happen because of that? Again, that become the tendencies. You are doing one activity, then that become tendencies in the mind. Your mind will be wired. So let's say one person, he's not smoking any cigarette. Yes, he has gone to college. कॉलेज में दोस्त लोग बोलते हैं, अरे यार फूका नहीं तो कॉलेज में आने का क्या फायदा, पिया नहीं तो कॉलेज में आने का क्या फायदा. बी केयरफुल. बट ऐसा बोलते हैं, अरे ट्राई कर लो यार, क्या दिक्कत है. मुझे भी ऑफिस वाले बोलते थे, मैं ऑफिस में जाता तो बोलो, अरे मैं तुम क्यों पीता नहीं, पीना चाहिए. तो मैंने पूछा पीने कैसे, आप क्यों पीते हैं, जरा आप ही बताइए क्या होता है पीने से, क्या टेस्ट होता है जरा. मैंने पूछा तो मेरे ऑफिस वाले बताइए ना, दे टोल्ड मी. एक्चुअली मैं आपको सही बताऊं तो वो जो पीते हैं ना उसमें कोई टेस्ट नहीं होता. बट क्या होती है आपकी इंटरनल, हर एक आदमी की दो पर्सनालिटी होती है, एक इंटरनल एक है एक्सटर्नल. तो जो इंटरनल पर्सनालिटी है वो बाहर आती है, वो फ्रीडम मिल जाता है उसको एक्सप्रेस करने का. दैट इज नॉट द केस. देन आई सेड आई हैव वन PT teacher who was drinking wine, and one day has gone to marriage in the night, and he was coming on the bike, he fell in the wall and he died. One of my friend, he was telling me, अरे anyway I don't want to quote that. एक गुजरात वाले क्या है, पूरा ड्राई एरिया में. मतलब ड्राई एरिया क्या होता है, मतलब दारू नहीं मिलता. सो देन आई आस्क्ड, तो क्या अच्छा है ना, नहीं मिल रहा है. मतलब अच्छा क्या है, मिलना चाहिए, किसी को पीना है तो क्या है. मैंने बोला पीने से फायदा क्या होगा. तो बोले मैं अगर पी के किसी को नुकसान ना करूं तो क्या दिक्कत है. मैंने बोला आपको पीने के बाद भान रहती है क्या, यू आर विल बी कॉन्शियस दैट यू विल नॉट हार्म एनीवन. मैंने तो आज तक देखा नहीं है. सो देन ही कुड नॉट आंसर. एनीवे, so there are so many points, so we cannot say that what I said this, I was saying this thing for so that how no. So what happened when as soon as people will tell all these things, बोलते ठीक है. कभी कभी if you are not so our sanskara is not that good, not everyone will be habituated with all these things, but if our sanskara is not so strong, then what will happen. चलो try करते हैं, चलो try करते हैं. One of my friend, I remember, he tried once, then उनको लगा और ट्राई करते हैं, तो ट्राई करने से पूरा अंदर घुस गया. I remember when I was in Delhi, one person was coming to me. He was from JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University. He was coming and telling me, प्रभु जी मेरा ये प्रॉब्लम है, क्या करूं. So bad habit, whatever. So that become. So earlier you didn't have desire, but you got such an association. Then by such an association, what happened? Ye karo. Then you start thinking, and you also develop desire. And having such a desire, the high probability of being end up in performing those prohibited activities, sinful activities. So once you do, and second time you made, so now taste is stored in the memory. That's what Krishna says. What is that? 2.59. Raso varjam raso pyasya param drashvani vartate. So it is said that it is like in a wine bottle. When you empty the wine bottle, wine will go away. Or uske baad, after some time, you wash the wine bottle with soap so many times, but the taste will not go away. Sorry, smell will not go away. Smell will come. Then how to do? Then you have to wash it with another fragrant soap or whatever, or you have to put some other fragrant liquid there. Then it will slowly go away. Okay. So that way, once you are doing, second time you are doing. So when first time you do, you store the taste. You like it. जैसे रसमलाई होता है, एक बार खा लिया, टेस्ट अच्छा लग गया, दोबारा खाया, भी आदत लगे, उसके बिना चलता नहीं है. इतना खाया कि डायबिटीज हो गया. अभी बंद करना है, कर नहीं पा रहे, करे क्या. So that is called sinful tendency, kutam. So that way, what happened, that kutam again leads to sinful action. So our sinful reaction gradually manifests like the development of a seed into sprout, and subsequently a full-fledged plant, eventually producing a fruit or suffering. So that is the thing. So this is the verse from Vishnu. Prarabdham phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukham krameneva praliyeta Vishnu bhakti ratatmana. So there are four kind of effects due to sinful activity, which are listed as below. The effect which is not yet fructified. Second is the effect which is lying as a seed. So you have not yet got, means you, because of this performing sinful activity, it has been stored as a desire in the mind, but you have not done the activity, so you have not got the reaction. So that is in Kalyuga. But in Satyuga, even if you are in the mind, you have not done. So who is the example of Parshunam's mother, Chandagni Muni's wife? She desired in the mind to, in mind she thought about some other man. Jamdagni Muni, by his mystic power, immediately came to know she had thought about some other man. So that story you know, right? Then how Parshuram killed his mother and all his brother. Then he asked the boon from his father. Father was very pleased. So he said, make them alive and make them forget that I have killed them. The two benediction he asked. Parshuram knew the mystic power of his father. So the effect which is lying as a seed, so there may be something as a seed. So hope it is clear now. The effect which is already mature and the effect which is almost mature. So papam, sinful action, so it has two aspects. So if it is aprarabdha, 1, 2, aprarabdha. So aprarabdha will be converted to prarabdha, so physical and emotional suffering. And another, so some other aprarabdha activities may lead to kutam, sinful proclivity. There is it creates a tendency in the mind. I think we'll stop now. Okay, I'll take 1 or 2 slides now. So sin, like first cause of suffering, sinful action produce two reaction, aprarabdha unmanifested, prarabdha manifested, basically disease. So papam, then aprarabdham unmanifested. One side there are two aspects here. So two aspects here. So there are two aspects. One is prarabdha and aprarabdha. So aprarabdha also become prarabdha, but aprarabdha can lead to other path which create a sinful propensity. And because of that sinful propensity, you have been, body is habituated. So sometimes you don't want to do, but you end up doing that. But because of habit, something we don't want to do, but we end up doing. Okay. So because of sometimes physical force, we get that desire. And because of that desire, again, we end up doing papa, doing the activity. So then again, that cycle will go on. Okay, so we'll stop here. It's 8:10. Thank you very much. We'll continue tomorrow from here. Hare Krishna. I'll not take any question answer. Please note down the question answer. We'll discuss tomorrow. How many of you are there? If you want, I can continue also. What should I do? Shall I continue with this thing or shall I start with Bhagavad Gita? Jai Prabhu. क्योंकि भगवत गीता में भी आता है ये 9th चैप्टर में। हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु। प्रभु जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही। 1 minute, I may continue. Let me ask him. हरे कृष्णा जयतीर प्रभु। हरे कृष्णा। I think your voice is not coming. Better you write in the chat.
तो ये थोड़ा ही बाकी है क्या ये नेक्टर ऑफ डिवोशन का?
18 स्लाइड बाकी है इसका।
अच्छा नहीं तो फिर जान दो, फिर कल ही करो फिर।
हाँ प्रभु जी क्या बोले?
भगवत गीता का है तो प्रभु जी बोलेंगे तो भगवत, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कंटिन्यू करो, 18 स्लाइड बाकी है। ऐसे वो भगवत गीता में भी आएगा, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ। ये जो अभी मैं डिस्कस कर रहा था वो हर्ष प्रभु उनको कॉल करके पूछ लीजिए ना जरा।
हाँ एक मिनट।
Okay, so we are discussing about papam. So basically, sorry. So sin, first cause of suffering. Sinful action produce two reaction, a prarabdha unmanifested, prarabdha manifested. Basically, so reaction is disease. Okay. So basically, papam, aprarabdha, we saw this thing, unmanifested reaction. Then aprarabdha will, in due course of time, aprarabdha will become prarabdha, means you will get the result. And another, there are some activities which are still in the aprarabdha state that will make a propensity to do sinful activity. So basically, it's a Bhagavad Gita 3.33 and 34. So where Krishna says 3.33 and 34, it's very nice verse from Bhagavad Gita. Athakena prayaktoyam. So that's what. So why that? What is that? Kutam. So that's what Arjuna asked the question. Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusaha anichani masami vasat baladeva niyojasa. Arjuna said, "Oh, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force?" So that propensity has created in your mind, that habit has formed. So because of that, although you sometimes your mind intelligence you should not do, but mind forces the body to do that activity. So that's what Krishna answers. Kamesa krodha esa raja guna samudbhava Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, which is all devouring sinful enemy of this world, which is lust, that enjoyment mentality. So then again Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, verse number 33, he says what he says, that he says, Satrasam chestate swasya prakrutir jnanavan api prakruti yanti bhutani nigra kim karishyasi. So even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. So what is that nature? That is kuta. Actually, that habits, propensities have been developed, tendencies have been developed. Okay. So his own nature, for everyone follows the nature acquired from the three modes, what repression can accomplish. So that is the point. In the next verse, he says that how you can regulate, solution is also given. There are principles to regulate attachment and aversion. Indriyasya indriyasya arthe raga desha vyastito tayorna vasamagachyat tohyasya paripantino. Means there are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to sense and their object. One should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion. So there are principles how to regulate liking and disliking. So your liking can be not as per the Krishna's liking. Okay, your aversion may be, you may averse something which Krishna is liking, and you might be liking something that Krishna doesn't sanction. So then what is that? Is sinful activity if you end up doing those things, right? So there are principles so you cannot decide what I like and what I don't like. So your liking should be as per the Shastra. So your liking and disliking should be aligned with the Shastric principles. Okay, so there are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the sense and their object. That's what Krishna said in the 4th chapter 16th verse that Kim karma kima karmeti kavayopyatra mohita. I'm repeating second time in the same class. Tatate karma prakshyami adhyatva mokshasya asrubat. So even the man of knowledge doesn't know what should be done and what should not be done. That's why Krishna is saying that I am telling you what you should do, by doing which you will be free from the reaction of sinful activity. So there are what Krishna has said is principle to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to sense and their object. And one should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion. One should not come. Okay. So there are so many parallel like Bhagavad Gita and Nectar of Devotion. If we can quote so many verses from Bhagavad Gita to say whatever is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. Okay. So one should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion because they are stumbling block on the path of self-realization. So our attachment and aversion should be as per the Shastra. So we should have aversion for meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, and we should be attached with association, book reading, chanting, diet, and service, engagement in the service of Krishna. So that is very important. Okay. So if you want to come out of this cycle, so this cycle basically should be Krishnaist. Okay, but so for that we need to break the cycle. Okay, we have to replace the activity. That's what is 2.59. Visaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasovarjam rasopyasya param drashtva nivartate. Visaya vinivartante. We have taken away the senses from the sense object. Visaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. But taste is remain rasovarjam. So we may physically control the senses from not doing sinful activity, but the tendencies are there to do sinful activity. So that taste, it has not gone. Taste of sense gratification is not yet subdued. So how you can subdue that? Then this is raso varjam raso apyasya. By giving a higher taste to the senses, you can control your senses. You can subdue your senses. So we have stopped our senses from doing some activities, sense gratificatory activities, but in mind we are always thinking to do those kind of activities. So propensities are still there. We are not doing physically, but propensities are there. So that desired taste is there. So how we can be free from that taste? By giving a higher taste through Krishna consciousness to our senses. What will happen? We can disengage our senses from even the taste of material sense enjoyment, and we can engage our senses in the service of Krishna. So it's a parallel. Bhakti has two parallel effects. You are getting free from the material sense gratification, and you are attaching yourself Krishna. Detached from material and attached to Krishna. So that is what is the process of bhakti. Okay. So let's move ahead on the next slide. Yeah. So basically cycle of sin and suffering. So sin as aprarabdha or manifested reaction. Then it can lead to kutam, sinful tendency. Then sinful tendency again create a desire. Somewhere it is sinful tendency may be in dormant state, but it may create desire. And because of desire, we may end up performing sinful activity. So aprarabdha, again, some of the aprarabdha reaction will become prarabdha, manifest reaction and suffering. Okay, so now this is the question, and this is what is difference between desire and tendencies. So very nicely explained. What is the difference between desire and tendency? We have discussed about two things here. One is sinful desire and sinful tendency. What is the difference? Okay, so it's very important to understand this thing. Okay. So now what is the sinful tendency? So you have tendency, but you are doubtful whether you should do or not. So should I steal this money? So you are asking the question. So that is tendency, that is called kutam. Okay. So that propensities of doing bad activities there, but still you have not yet decided whether you want to do or not. Hope this is clear. So propensity of doing bad activity is still there within our within our subtle body, but we have not yet decided whether we want to do or not. So that is called kutam, sinful tendencies. Now you desire, so you have that tendencies. Okay, because of tendencies, what happened? You may get desire, thinking, then you feel, then you will, I want to do that. Okay, so thinking, feeling, and willing. So then what? So tendency means, kutam means what? Sinful tendency. Should I steal this money or not? Now sinful desire means what? I will steal this money on such and such date. Hope this difference is very clear. So kutam, so that kutam is aprarabdha state. That desire you have, so it has two effects. So when someone steal, it has, so sorry, yeah. So first of all, you have tendency, should I steal this money or not? So then after some time, there may be, you may desire, thinking again and again, should I steal this or not? Should I steal this or not? Should I steal this or not? So it's maybe high probability that now you have sinful desire. Okay, I will steal this money on such and such date. So now you will make a plan as per your desire. How will I steal? Where will I steal? From whom I will I steal? So you have done the stealing. Someone has done the stealing. So there are two things. That person will immediately be caught, that thieves will immediately be caught, or that thieves will be caught later on. Police wale baseball se bhi maarte. Anyway, so if the person is immediately caught, then that is called prarabdha. Means you have got immediate reaction. And if person is not yet caught, is about to be caught, maybe caught after some time. So that is called aprarabdha. Another thing, should I enjoy this lady? Sinful tendency, kutam. Then someone plan, I will enjoy with this lady next month, such and such place with such thing. So then they end up in illicit sex. So there are two things. There may be STD, sexually transmitted disease immediately come up, or maybe its effect will come up after 1 year, 2 years. Just like I was reading about malaria sometime back, and I was in hospital. So it is said that mosquito may bite, malaria mosquito may bite maybe 1 year ago also, that but effect and transmit the virus inside your body, and those virus will become activated even after 1 year, maybe after 7 days, maybe after 10 days, 15 days. I'm not the doctor, something may be wrong, but whatever I'm saying, I read that information. So it may take some time. Okay, so this is the thing. So how to stop the cycle of sin? So basically what happened, as soon as we get initiated, we start performing bhakti, the reaction of the sinful activity has been immediately eradicated. Okay, or may Krishna use it for the best benefit of the devotees. And as soon as initiation is done, the reaction of the sinful activity will go away. But the desire to perform sinful activity is not gone. So how to stop the cycle of sin? So that is what is said by Brahmaji Tattvenu Kampa Susamikshamana, that verse number 8 of Srimad Bhagavad 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 8. Very nice verse. So you should by heart this verse and follow. Tatvenu kampa asusamikshamana bhunjan evatpakrutam vipakam ridavagvapubhir vitanam namaste jive tayo mukti padesa dayabhag. So my dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your costless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reaction of his past mistake and offering you respectful obeisance with his heart, words, and body is surely eligible for liberation. So we have to tolerate. So urges will come to do sinful activity, but we need to tolerate them. Okay. So yeah, how to stop tolerate the sinful desire? Do not try to satisfy the sinful urges. So now the tree of sinful reaction, what is used here is sinful reaction. Tree of sinful reaction can be destroyed by karma, jnana, yoga process. Karma, jnana, yoga process, sinful reaction can be destroyed. But root of avidya and bija, material desires, can be destroyed only by devotional service. So devotional service is like a fire. Just like in the summer, when you see the land, it is covered by the dry grass. But as soon as rain comes, immediately the greenery will come up. The grass will start sprouting. Okay. So what happened? There was a life in the seeds. But if you burn those seeds, those grass, dry grass, what will happen? The seeds will be burned away. And as soon as seeds is burned away, they will not be able to sprout again. हर्ष को थोड़ा म्यूट कर दीजिए सब. So if you want to burn the seed of sinful reaction,
ये क्या लस्सी है?
जी होस्ट आप हो, मैं नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ.
अच्छा
मैं होस्ट हूँ क्या?
कौन हूँ? तो कौन?
Hare Krishna. Okay. So roots of avidya and bija of material desire can be destroyed only by devotional service. So when we perform devotional service, what happened? That burns away the reaction of all sinful. If you perform pure devotional service, no? If you perform pure devotional service, burn away the seeds of all sinful desires. So that's very important. And even sometimes, when we perform devotional service and we commit Vaishnava Aparadh, then also we suffer. Because of Vaishnava Aparadh, we suffer. Okay, so which process can clean up our karma bandhan? So this is a different state. Prarabdha phala, suffering fruit. Yagya, dan, tapa, cleans up the sinful reaction. Just like someone has earned money in black market, if they donate to Krishna temple or Vishnu temple, they can be free. I'm not, don't put this, but it is as per the Shastra, they can be free if they give up. And later on, they have to stop. It doesn't mean we are not saying that we are, doing black money, converting black money to white money, then, you enjoy. There are some people who approach us, one person called me, Prabhuji, मैं 1 crore रुपया दूंगा. तो मैं बोला ठीक है, मुझे बोला कैसे यूज करोगे, बोला हम किताब बांटेंगे और क्या करेंगे, तो बोला थोड़ा मुझे लिस्ट बना के दो, तो मैं बोला हाँ वो भी कर दूंगा। देन आप थोड़े समय के बाद बोला, मैंने बोला आपको फिर रिटर्न में ऐसा नहीं है 10 लाख कैश, 20 लाख कैश, 30 लाख कैश चाहिए, बोला ऐसे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, मैं आपके हमारे सीए से बात करा दूंगा। तो मुझे उन्होंने सीए से बात कराई, तो बोला आपको हम 1 करोड़ रुपया आपके अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करेंगे मंदिर के आपके मतलब, और आपको 30 लाख रुपया मिलेगा, 60 करोड़ हमें कैश में देना है, 10 करोड़ सीए को देना है। So that way they try to make white money, sorry, try to convert black money to white money. There are some people who convert white money to black money to purchase property. वो भी चलता है. So, चलता है means this kind of thing is going on in the market. So we are not encouraging all those things, but I'm mentioning that by all those things, that papa karma, sinful activities, non-yoga with tapasya, brahmacharya, etc. can stop sinful action. Bija, material desire, Gyan, Ashtanga yoga can burn material desire seeds. Kuta, only bhakti to Lord Krishna can counteract kuta, sinful proclivity. So avidya can be, only bhakti to Lord Krishna can uproot avidya. So Krishna ho Surya sama maya ho rantar, jahan Krishna taha nahi maya radhikar. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, right? And even Bhagavad Gita, sorry, Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, second chapter, verse number 17, it says, Testani agani puyante tapodan vratadibhi na dharmajam tad dharmadyam tadapi sangrisevaya. तो बोलते, although one may neutralize the reaction of sinful life through austerity, charity, vows, and other such a method, these pious activities cannot uproot the material desire in one's heart. However, if one serves the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, he is immediately free from all such contamination. Okay. So that is the reference in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Devotee to Kapil Dev says, even a person, so this is the verse from again same chapter, sorry, 3rd canto. Even a person born in the family of dog eaters immediately become eligible to perform Vedic sacrifice if he once utter the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or chant about him, hear about his pastime, offer his obeisance, or even remember him. So Devotee is telling to Kapil Dev. Basically, mature sinful activity, like a chronic disease. So devotional service nullified the reaction. So there is a Chaitanya Charitamrita, one story comes about Vasudev leper who was suffering from leprosy and his disease was gone. As soon as he Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugged him and all. So then legal implication, the drug mafia joining ISKCON and later released by the court. So I already mentioned that born in the low and degraded family, Western devotees being blessed by Vrindavan Pujari. But as we replied that they were already in an exalted position. So once upon a time, two Western devotees went to one of the temple in Vrindavan. I don't want to name that. So then the Goswamis told them, when they came and praying, so Goswamis told them that, keep preaching, go on preaching. In the next lifetime, when you become purified, you will take the birth in our family, Goswami family. Then you will be able to worship this deity, this particular deity. So they become so happy. They thought that they got the blessings of that pujari of that temple. So then they went to Srila Prabhupada and they told Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada understood that they are trying to minimize the activities of ISKCON. Then Srila Prabhupada told them, go and tell them that please go on worshipping this particular deity in this lifetime. Next lifetime, you will take a birth in the Western country. Then you will be able to preach. then you will become successful in your life after preaching. So born in the low and degraded family can be immediately eradicated by what should I say, that devotional service. Uneducated, so we already started we have heard the story of South Indian Brahmin. So once upon a South Indian Brahmin, once upon a time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the South India tour, then he entered into Srirangam temple, and there he saw one Brahmana. He was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him that what happened, why people are laughing and all. So he said that my Guru has told me to read Bhagavad Gita, but I don't know how to read. So he has hold the Bhagavad Gita completely reverse. So then Chaitanya, okay, that's fine. Then, but why are you crying? Then he said that as soon as I saw I took Bhagavad Gita, and I saw that how Krishna become the charioteer of Arjuna. He's so merciful that he's ready to serve his devotee. So as soon as I saw this thing and I got this thought, and tears started coming from my eyes. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, then you have understood the Bhagavad Gita. So even devotional service nullify your unqualification for being uneducated. So like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, very ugly. So Kubja become very beautiful girl by offering a sandalwood pulp to Lord Krishna. Okay, so I remember, there was one person, there were some businessmen like Dhirubhai Ambani and all. When they were suffering, they have taken a help of mantra to recover from the disease. So one who is engaged in Krishna consciousness and devotional service has without doubt become freed from all contamination of material sinful activity. So devotional service therefore has the power to actually nullify all kind of reaction to sinful deeds. Chapter 1, page 5. Okay, Nectar of Devotion. So this is the verse we discussed, that anukampa susamikshamana. Anyway, so we already read the translation. Okay, so we had already gone through this thing. So Prarabdha, so Devotee glorifies Bhakti Yoga, saying even a slight engagement in devotional service can counteract the disqualification incurred by low birth. So Devotee is telling. Example, Chandala who became devotee, non-devotee Brahmana. So Haridas Thakur, he was born in the Muslim family. Then what happened? He became Namacharya by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So he became Namacharya. So that is the position. Then Sanatan Goswami, Rup Goswami, and Dabir Khas and Sakir Malak. So they become, they have been degraded being in the association of Muslim ruler, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they become Goswami, and now we are known as Rupanugas. So that is what it is said that. Okay, so it's Chandala who become devotee. So there are so many Westerners who were like eating meat and all, although they were not born in Brahmana family, but they have become in the position of gurus now. So basically, sadhana bhakti is like a sadhana bhakti stage will be free from Klesha-ghni and we feel auspiciousness. So bhav bhakti stage, of course, we are already free from Klesha-ghni, subhada. We feel auspiciousness. We don't even desire to get mukti, and we have achieved the bhakti which is very durlabha. Then prema bhakti stage will be free from Klesha-ghni, subhada. We feel auspiciousness. So tomorrow we'll discuss about subhada. Then even we don't desire to have a impersonal 4 kind of liberation. That's what we did. Damodar Ashtakam, Kartik month is going to come. Varam devam moksham na mokshavadim va. So even we don't desire for liberation. So that verse is there, right, in Damodar Ashtakam. then Sudurlabha, then Sandrananda Visheshatma, and it's a Sri Krishna Akarshani. So basically, this is from Nectar of Devotion, page number 19. So at Sadhana Bhakti, we will be free from Klesha-ghni, and we feel auspiciousness. At Bhav Bhakti stage, all four, that Klesha-ghni, Subhada, Moksha Laghu, Takrata, Sudurlabha, and Prem Bhakti stage, there will be another two stages will be added. Sandra Nanda Visheshatma and Sri Krishna Akarshani. Okay, so concluding from chapter 1, page 6, material contamination is very subtle. It is beginning, it's fruitian and results, and how one suffers such a result in the form of distress are part of a great chain. So this material, the sinful reaction is very, sinful life is very great chain. When one catches some disease, it is often very difficult to ascertain the cause of the disease. Okay, so recently, I went to check up for allergy. Doctor said, "Yo, you are allergic. Just stay away from allergy." Well, allopathy will not help you. Openly, he told me, if you want to take some homeopathy, Ayurveda, do that. Otherwise, he can't help you for allergy. It will just suppress. In long run, it will be difficult for you. If you take allopathic medicine, it will be difficult for you. That's what he told me. So then मैंने बोला अरे टेस्ट तो करा लेते हैं, तो ही रोड टू टेस्ट करा लो लेकिन कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला आपको. So then what is the practical injection to stop the fructification of the seeds to our sinful activities? Simply engagement in Krishna consciousness. So this is from Nectar of Devotion, chapter 1, page 6. So thank you very much. Sorry I could not take Bhagavad Gita today, but this is a part of Bhagavad Gita. It will come 9.2 Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and even third chapter will discuss this again of Bhagavad Gita. So that's why I thought of continuing with this. So thank you very much. If you have any question, comment, feedback, you can unmute yourself or you can write in the chat, and by the mercy of Krishna and Guru, I'll try to answer. Thank you. Hare Krishna.